Are we actually watching the birth of another great underflick, just like we saw with Rafinha? Because honestly, the way Marcus Rashford played tonight, it felt like we were seeing a completely different version of him. Barcelona came into the match with what looked like a pretty expected lineup, and Flick made that small but important call to start Ferran Torres instead of Olmo. No big shock there. But on the other side, Newcastle pulled the surprise. All week in the Catalan press, it was Woltemade, Woltemade, Woltemade. How are Barca going to stop this big guy on headers? How are they going to defend set pieces? And then, boom, Eddie Howe flips the script. It's not Woltemade. It's Gordon in the starting 11. And Howe is basically saying, forget the set pieces. I'm going all in with speed and high pressing. And right away you could feel it. Newcastle came out like they always do in the Champions League. Super intense, flying into everything, turning the first few minutes into chaos. Barcelona knew they were going to suffer early, and they did. Those opening moments were rough. The crowd was electric. Newcastle were everywhere, and Barca were pinned back. But in those moments, Marcus Rashford was the guy. He was the outlet, the spark, the one fighting for every ball, giving Barcelona a breath of life. Then slowly, little by little, the tide started to turn. De Jong and Pedri began to get on the ball. They did what they do best, calm everything down, take the sting out of Newcastle's press, and make them drop back. You could actually feel the crowd losing that wild energy as Barca started to pass, to move, to keep possession. That was the turning point. Once Barca settled, they slowed the pace even more. They weren't taking risks. They weren't giving Newcastle any chance to counter. They just played their tempo. And by doing that, they neutralized Newcastle's biggest weapon, chaos. And when you take the chaos out, you take the crowd out, too. That's when the breakthrough came. Rashford, who had been working like crazy from the first whistle, finally got on the end of a cross and smashed in the opener. And honestly, he was just on fire. You could tell from his body language, he wanted this game. He was pushing, he was sacrificing, he was refusing to give up on anything. And then, as if the first goal wasn't enough, he comes back with a second. An absolute screamer. At that point, everybody watching knew Rashford was the man of the match. What makes this even cooler is how Flick is transforming these players. Rashford is the perfect example, but it's not just him. You look at Rafinha, you look at Ferran Torres, guys who maybe lost their spark before, and suddenly under Flick, they're alive again. It's like he's got this magic touch, this ability to reignite confidence. Rashford's performance summed it all up. His confidence grew. Minute by minute, goal by goal, and the whole team was riding that wave with him. But here's the impressive part. Even after going 2 up, Barcelona didn't get arrogant. They didn't lose focus. They stayed humble, kept control, and played smart. Newcastle eventually brought on Woltemade, and yeah, they did manage to pull one back. But Barca showed maturity. Instead of panicking, they kept their heads, they held the ball, slowed the tempo, and basically said, we're finishing this our way. That's how you manage a Champions League night. In the end, the stats backed up what everyone saw: more shots, more possession, more control, more composure. And, of course, Marcus Rashford walking off as the clear hero. Not just because of the goals, but because of the work he put in from the very first minute. He set the tone, he carried the attack, and he reminded everyone why he can be such a game changer when he's locked in. So, yeah, the start was tough. Newcastle came out flying, the crowd was insane, but Barcelona weathered it, shifted the tempo, and turned the game on its head. It ended with a deserved victory. A performance full of maturity and a night that truly belonged to Marcus Rashford. And that's it for today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you never miss the next match analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.